If any of my viewers have seizure or epileptic activity, please do not view this video. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. We're going to continue the week of reviews with the Crosby, Stills and Nash album review. This album is an album called Allies, and by the way, I only have it on vinyl, so it'll be listed as an LP review in the description. This album was released on June 6th of 1983, and it's mostly a live album with 2 studio tracks to open the album on tracks 1 and 2 of side 1. But this album is called Allies, and it was recorded or put together as kind of a contractual obligation to the record company because of Uncle David's chemical problems. They weren't able to get any satisfactory product out, so they decided to put out a live album. And again, by this time in June of '83, Uncle David was very much incapacitated, let us say, by his problem. And so they decided to put out a live album from the previous tour. And I love this thing. And it was recorded. The dates for the live album were recorded between 1983 and 1977. But the two studio tracks that open the record are War Games and Raise a Voice. And War Games, the song War Games was recorded for use on the soundtrack to War Games, the Matthew Broderick movie, but I don't think it made it in. And but my favorite of the studio tracks is Raise a Voice. I love that track. But let's get to the live tracks. Like I said, the live tracks were recorded between 1983 and 1977. The ones from '83 were recorded at the Universal Amphitheater, the site of the Daylight Again DVD shoot. Actually, I think these are the tracks from some of the tracks from the DVD, but my favorites include Turn Your Back on Love and Barrel of Pain and Wasted on the Way, and I just love them. But and this is why I wish that they would release Allies on CD, is because starting on side 2, it has tracks from the CSN tour when they were touring behind CSN 77, it has tracks from that tour, such as Shadow Captain and For Free, the Joni song. And I had always wanted a live version of Shadow Captain, and that's why that I wish they would release Allies on CD, because I would love to have a live version of Shadow Captain. And oh, by the way, the tracks from '77 were recorded at the Summit in Houston, Texas, and there is footage, there is video footage from that show on the CSN documentary Long Time Coming, and I had since looked for footage of that complete show, but alas, I haven't been able to find any. And I'm gonna put a link up in the cards to our CSN Long Time Coming review in case you want to refresh your memory as to what that's as to that review. And actually, on a personal note, I have an autographed copy of the Allies sleeve, and Uncle and Graham told me he was surprised, I think, that I was able to track down a copy, because I guess it had been out of print, and he was like, where did you find this? This hadn't been, I hadn't seen this in years, because I guess it had been out of print. And so I felt kind of honored and touched that I had something that he hadn't been able to see in years up to that point, and that was in 2012. But I just love this record. I know this is a decisive record, for fans, because they don't, because of David's health. Well, this whole time period in CSN's career was a very, critically frowned upon time period in CSN's career, because the Daylight Again record didn't do well, which I don't know why, because it's a tremendous record. But anyway, so this record, Allies, is a very decisive record for fans, and I think it was critically panned in some markets and stuff, but I don't know why, because it's a tremendous record. And portions of it, like the acoustic version of I was thinking about this because Uncle Graham wrote Wasted on the Way about David's drug use, and every time now that I hear that, I kind of get emotional thinking of Uncle David and the fact that he's not here. So it's kind of it's kind of taken on a new, slightly sad meaning for me. And so every time I hear this version in particular, I get a little, it chokes me up. But anyway, And the other, like I said, the other songs, um, the songs that were recorded at the summit in Houston, Texas, were Shadow Captain and Real Good for Free. And so I hope you enjoy this. I give this 5 stars. The B-sides of the singles were live versions of For What It's Worth, recorded at the Universal Amphitheater in 1983, and Shadow Captain, recorded at the Summit in Houston, Texas in 1977. Shot and produced by Adam Barra. Audio and video provided by Pixabay, WeVideo, and the YouTube Music Library. Screen recording taken from Wikipedia. Photo taken from Google Images. This video is dedicated to the memory of David Crosby, 1941 to 2023.